Sports Talker Nation. Welcome back once again. It is I, your host, the G-Man, as we continue our position-by-position 2016 NFL Draft preview. Going to be another short discussion today as we continue down the offensive line. Today we talk about centers. As usual, underappreciated, undervalued, but once again in this draft, I see a lot of actual decent players that could help your offensive line for a long period of time. The good news with a center is smart is just as important as huge. You don't have to be huge. You have to be quick. You have to be smart. You have to be able to help your fellow offensive linemen. There's a lot of guys out there that can do this. I consider this an A draft class for centers. I think they're in really good shape to help. So let's get started with Ryan Kelly from Alabama. He's probably the most well-known because he played for the best team. He is also underappreciated, which is unbelievable. I have him as my top ranked. I see him as a future Pro Bowler, and it probably won't take that long. He's undersized, as they most are. He's also underappreciated. He made the line calls for that offense, and that offense runs a diverse pro-style offense, so that is more impressive to me than somebody who would run the spread, just runs up to the line and snaps the ball. Their run game was also excellent, and they did their best work running up the middle. So Ryan Kelly, despite his size, has a chance to be a long-term starter like a Rodney Hudson. Notre Dame's Nick Martin is probably next. I think he has a chance to be really, really good. I think he could actually play guard because he is a little bigger, but why would you move him from center where he was so exceptional? They ran, again, another team that ran a diverse option offense. They had a second-string quarterback, and he still did a great job. He had a chance to turn out some quality offensive linemen this year from Notre Dame, which is really no exception, and he's no exception to that rule. I think he's going to be very good. He reminds me of Alex Mack, who is probably one of my favorite centers in the league because he just looks like a guy who'll do anything. He looks like a guy who's going to get overpowered every play, and he doesn't. Next is Max Tuerk. Now, people love Max Tuerk because he is a big, strong dude, but he's not massive in size. He just looks – he plays and looks bigger than he really is. I think he's going to stick in the league for a real long time, but I don't think he's going to be the star that some people expect right out of the gate. He reminds me of a Ryan Khalil, which is a pretty good comparison. If you can get to be that long-term, I think by all means you take that. But let's not assume he's going to step in right away and be a first-team Pro Bowler. Jack Allen from Michigan State is next. Real simple. Michigan State runs the ball a lot. He centered a run-based team, but he was surprisingly athletic. He has no guarantee, but I think he has a shot to be a starter long-term. Like a Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce came in with no fanfare. As an Eagles fan for a couple of years, he was absolutely brilliant. Really, really struggled last year. He's a little undersized, but that athleticism helps make up for it, and I think Jack Allen will be the same thing. If he's not going to be a starter, he can be a quality reserve. Also reserve the interior of your line to play guard, save your roster spot. Last on the list is Evan Boehm. Not a ton to show for the amount of skill that he had. I know it's tough to stand out as a center. It's even tougher to stand out as a center on a broken, bad team like Missouri was for much of the year. But if you look at some games, he actually stood out and dominated as a center where he would pancake guys, and that's hard to do. I see him as a starter in this league. I see him getting a chance like an Eric Wood, and I think he'll make the most of it. I think he can help a team long-term and short-term. I think he's smart enough to step in right away and help a team short-term. Again, I know real brief discussion, but that's all I have because there's not another 5 guys that I would even consider discussing as far as centers need to be drafted. If you're interested in some of the other positions, by all means, we've done podcasts on most of the offense at this point. Plenty to hear, plenty to listen to. Certainly subscribe to our YouTube page. But for me, that's the 2016 position-by-position breakdown of your centers for the 2016 NFL Draft. I'm your host, the G-Man, and I am out.